Do you really have to overcome the fear of talking to people to start earning with your craft? No, you don't, for now. Here are 4 steps that will help you to get there. Make sure you're a crafter, not an artist. Use AI tools smartly to choose your niche and product. Find people whose problem you want to solve and ask them the right questions. That's it. Now I'll explain each of these steps with a simple example and give you frameworks to follow. Let's get straight to the point. Are you an artist or a crafter? An artist makes what they love. It can be beautiful, unique, but let's be honest, that doesn't mean people need it. A crafter solves real problems for real people. Their work is always in demand because it meets customer needs. If you want to earn real money with your craft, you need to think like a crafter. Here is a simple formula. Money comes when a specific problem gets solved. For example, not just a pretty candle, but a candle with a woodsy scent that helps you relax after a long day. Not I make any kind of fridge magnets, but I help you to preserve your special memories right on your fridge. Not just 3D printing on demand, but here are 10 tools that helps home candle makers create premium products without turning their kitchen into a disaster zone. See the difference? If you're an artist and you're happy with it, awesome, I'm really glad for you. Artists can absolutely make great money too, but that's a different approach and mindset which I'm afraid I can't help with. But if you see yourself as a crafter, then you should be able to answer these 5 questions easily. Does your product solve a specific problem for your customer? Can you explain the benefit from the customer's perspective? Do you have at least 10 real examples of feedback where people describe their pain points and why they bought? Can you clearly explain why your product is better or more convenient than other options? Do you know exactly when and why your product becomes valuable in real life? That's it. Pretty easy to answer, right? And if you had trouble with any of these questions, no worry, that's exactly why I'm here, to help you figure it out. And by the way, drop a comment below. What's your product and what problem do you think it solves? I'd love to read and maybe feature some examples in my next videos. If that was too easy for you, here is the next level for advanced crafters – problem and solution hypothesis. Problem hypotheses sound like this. My client, who, wants what, but can't do what, because of the reason. Solution hypothesis like this. To test this, I will do what, and success will look like what exactly. Yeah, if you're seeing this for the first time, it probably sounds super confusing. But let me show you an example to see just how powerful these simple 2 lines can be. Let's take a problem like this. My client is an owner of several short-term rentals apartments. They want to increase their income without investing in expensive renovation, but they can't simply raise prices because competing listings with high rates either have much fancier interior or feed more guests. We are crafters, so let's craft solution 1. We assume that ready-made interior decor kits, designed in cohesive style for 1, 2 and 3 bedroom apartments, could make these spaces look more premium in photos and justify a higher price in the eyes of potential guests. To test whether guests are willing to pay more for a well-decorated space based just on the photos, we will Photoshop the proposed interior decors into existing listing photos and post this as a new listing in the same location with identical specs but a higher price tag. Success will look like getting the same or more booking increase compared to the real listing. Since we are really good crafters, we came up with a second solution too. We assume that using space-saving transformer furniture, like fold-out beds or modular sofa, could increase the apartment's capacity, and thus justify a high price per night. To test whether guests make decision primarily based on price per guest, we will again Photoshop a few extra sofa beds and transformable future pieces into the photos and run the same experiment. posting new listing with a higher guest capacity and price. Success will look like maintaining or improving the booking inquiry rate compared to the original. Can you feel how detailed and deep this is? And most importantly, you get that feeling of, now I finally know what to do. That's exactly why we're doing all of this. If you want the same for your business, I break this framework down in detail in the other video. Definitely check it out to sharpen your strategy. If anything I said was helpful to you, please take a second to like this video and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. That's how I know I'm bringing something useful to the world, that I didn't wake up and live today for nothing. Alright, so let's talk about getting insights without direct conversation. My first piece of advice: use AI tools smartly. ChatGPT or similar platforms can dig deep. YouTube comments, Reddit, forums, reviews, all that gold mine for real customer feedback. But remember, you need to ask the right questions. So I prepared 5 powerful prompts you can literally copy-paste right now. For self-assessment and clarifying your goals, for choosing your audience, for evaluating access to your audience, for generating problem hypotheses, and for suggesting solutions. This isn't just a chat, this is a mini research project that gives you a clear roadmap. Try one of these tonight, and when you do, tell me in the comments what surprised you most about the insights you found. Now, let's talk about community building. Here is something crucial. If you're offering a new physical product and your target audience already knows their problem and exactly how to solve it, you don't need a community. You need a prototype and real-world testing. But if your audience is unclear about what their real problem is, what needs fixing, and what kind of solution could help, this is the perfect soil for building a community. Look back at your list of potential solutions and pick something where you can offer free help, explaining the how, what and why. Even if you don't have a product yet, valuable info can be your entry point. And here is my personal example. Here is in my own project, I invite makers into my community for free. What do they get? Full support. My team and I literally guide them step by step, from day one to their first stable income. And what do I get? Massive insights. We solve real problems together, test solutions manually, and once we spot repeating pain points, boom! That's when we build a new app feature. So yeah, I'm a crafter too, only I craft code and digital tools. And that's exactly the vibe we have in the community: win-win, value first. By the way, if you want to build a business around your craft with support and guidance, join us at Might Craft Mate. We'll help you step by step, for free, until you're earning exactly what you need. Now, about asking the right questions. Here are 5 ready-made questions you absolutely need to ask. First, what part of target action or process feels like most annoying or frustrating? For example, what's the most annoying part of packing and shipping your orders? Second, what often goes wrong or break with your target action? For example, what usually goes wrong when you're pouring candles at home? Third, if you could remove one barrier or hassle from target action, what would it be? For example, if you could remove one hassle from photographing your products, what would it be? Fourth, what do you currently accept as an unavoidable annoyance even though it bothers you? For example, what's something about working with Etsy that really annoys you, but you've accepted it as unavoidable? Fifth, if you had unlimited resources, what solution would you invent to make target action easier? For example, if you had a magic wand, what would you invent to automate your order processing? After that, you can ask absolutely any questions, as long as they follow these 5 rules. Never ask, do you like this, or would you buy it, or how much would you pay for this? Always ask about past behavior. Never share your problem hypothesis or solution idea before the end of interview. Even a tiny hint ruins the data. Always finish with, Is there anything important I forgot to ask, something you think I really need to know? After every answer, rephrase it in your own words. Just to be sure I got this right, you're saying that's your summary. Is that correct? Always check if they have paid to solve the problem before. If someone says they have a problem but never act on it or paid for solution, it's probably not a real problem. This might sound simple, but trust me, they can make or break your entire business before you even build it. Seriously, I'd love to see what kind of answer you get from using these questions. Drop a comment with your biggest insight after you try them out. Let's wrap it all up with a step-by-step action plan. Check your product with artist or crafter checklist and watch my problem and solution hypothesis video. Copy and paste at least one of the AI prompts to start gathering insights. Identify what problems you can help solve for free even before you have a finished product. Test at least one right question today with friends, in a comment thread, wherever. And finally, share in the comments. What new insight did you gain from doing this? Get this done today and you are not just a maker anymore, you're building a real business.